Both Hendon Hooker and Kyle Allen really struggled for the Detroit Lions in the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night. Because of that, we have 5 potential options that the Lions could go after this summer to help mitigate that problem. Let's talk about it. Hi, it's Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit. Today we're going to talk about 5 potential quarterback options that are out there right now who could help the Lions get over their problems with Kyle Allen and Hendon Hooker. Let's jump right into it with one of the Pro Bowlers on this list, Carson Wentz. Way back in 2016, Jared Goff was the #1 pick in the NFL draft. Carson Wentz was the guy taken right after him. And early on, he had a pretty good start with the Eagles, had a Pro Bowl year, helped the Eagles get to the Super Bowl. While he didn't play in the game, he at least helped them get to the point where they were good enough to make the playoffs and all this and that, got himself a Super Bowl ring. In the last 3 years, Wentz has turned into a predominantly backup quarterback. He had a year with the Colts in which he was a starter, but other than that, he's been Kansas City, Los Angeles, Washington. They've tried a whole bunch of different things with him. It hasn't really worked. He's looked at least like a decent backup quarterback. That's an option that the Lions can go with. He is a veteran. He understands kind of what you need to do to be out there on the field and hold the wheel of a good team. We've seen him do it. That would be maybe one of the better options out there. He is a free agent right now. Does he want to play, though? That's my big question. He's getting older. Does he want to play knowing that he's never going to be a starter again? That's one to think about. The next one is another Pro Bowler. We're talking about Tyler Huntley. Yes, this guy made a Pro Bowl in 2022. I don't know how, but he did it as an alternate, obviously. He was a starter for the Ravens after Lamar Jackson got hurt, played fairly well. Look, this guy is not going to be throwing any bombs anytime soon. You are not going to get a ton of accuracy out of him. He's going to throw some picks, but he has some mobility to him. He can hand the ball off like it's nobody's business. I'm telling you, one of the best handoff guys I've ever seen, but he doesn't throw the ball that well, but he's one of the guys that are out there. This is somebody who has a lot of NFL experience, more than Hooker, maybe some more starting experience than Kyle Allen does too. It's somebody to think about, but man, the cupboard is really bare out there right now, and Huntley is kind of proof of that. The next guy is former Michigan Panthers quarterback Bryce Perkins, the UFL MVP this past spring. He put up one heck of a season. It's actually really surprising that he is not on an NFL roster right now. He is somebody that has shown to have a ton of mobility, can throw on the run, can do all kinds of things, does not go down, really hard to tackle. This guy was not getting sacked very often because he would just scramble out of things and he would work around the pocket. He would just continue to move until he found something open. I'm not saying that he is going to be a starter at any point in his career. He's already 29 years old, but he could be a very good backup. I'm really surprised that he is not on an NFL roster right now. He is somebody that I think could do justice to what the Lions need. And with all the quarterback coaches on this roster, I think he would just be really good in Detroit. The next one is Kenny Pickett. Now, this is going to just depend on what the Browns want to do. They have a really weird situation right now. Maybe Joe Flacco is going to be the starter. Then they got Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel, who they both drafted in this year's draft. So what does that mean for Kenny Pickett? Is he potentially going to be the starter? One of these Browns quarterbacks is going to wind up being available this offseason. I just don't know which one it is. And Kenny Pickett, to me, feels like the one that's most likely going to be. The big concern that I have is it did not go well for him in Pittsburgh. He was not really throwing touchdowns, which, to my understanding, is a big part of what quarterbacks do in this league. So you have some, pause there with him. It makes you wonder if maybe he's just not that good of a quarterback. There is the small hands problem, but he is somebody who could potentially be available, and there will be teams that are going to be interested. Maybe the Lions are going to be one of them. As they say in the movie business, you do a few for them and then you do one for you. And this one's for me. It's Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I was in love with this guy coming out of UCLA. Love the mobility he brought. Love the throw on the run. That some of the creative stuff that he was doing at UCLA. Absolutely a big fan of him. He's probably going to get cut by the Eagles here in a couple weeks because they have Kyle McCord. They have Tanner McKee. They have a pretty good situation there. They probably don't need him. I go back to just looking at this coaching staff with Mark Brunell and Marcus Tuiasosopo and Bruce Gradkowski and John Morton and Dan Campbell. And then you got Jared Goff, of course, as well. I just see a bunch of guys that could be really good mentors for a quarterback who really needs a good mentor. This guy just needs to find a good situation where the coaching is great and the surrounding cast is great. And I don't think he's found that in Cleveland. In Philly, he's just kind of been an afterthought because they have Jalen Hurts. I just see this kid as something more, and I would really love for him to get a shot, and I think Detroit would be the best spot for him. Let me know what you guys think about any of these quarterbacks in the comments below, and we will see you next time.